Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is Sri Rag Mahalla Paila. मन झूठे तन झूठ है, जिह्वा झूठी होए, मुख झूठे झूठ बोलना, क्यों कर सूचा होए। बिन आब शब्द न मांजिए, साचे ते सच होए, मुंदे गुणहीणी सुख कहे, फिर रलिया रस मानसी, साच शब्द सुख नेह रहाओ। फिर परदेसी जेठिए, तन वांडी चूरे, ज्यों जल थोड़े माछली, करण पलाव करे। फिर भावे सुख पाइयै, ਜਾਂ ਆਪੇ ਨਦਰ ਕਰੇ। ਫਿਰ ਸਾਲਾ ਹੀ ਆਪਣਾ, ਸਖੀ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਨਾਲ, ਤਨ ਸੋਹੇ ਮਨ ਮੋਹਿਆ, ਰੱਤੀ ਰੰਗ ਨਿਹਾਲ। ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ, ਫਿਰ ਰਾਵੇ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਲ, ਕਾਮਨ ਕਾਮ ਨ ਆਵਈ, ਖੋਟੀ ਅਵਗਣਿਆਰ। ਨਾ ਸੁਖ ਪਈਏ ਸਾਹੁਰੇ, ਝੂਠ ਚਲੀ ਵੇਕਾਰ, ਆਵਣ ਮੰਜਣ ਢਾਖੜੋ, ਛੋਡੀ ਕੰਤ ਵਿਸਾਰ। ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਨਾਰ ਸੁਹਾਵਣੀ, ਮੁੱਤੀ ਸੋ ਕਿਤ ਸਾਧ, ਫਿਰ ਕੇ ਕਾਮ ਨ ਆਵਈ, ਬੋਲੇ ਫਾਦਲ ਬਾਦ। ਦਰ ਕਰ ਢੋਈ ਨਾ ਲਹੈ, ਛੂਟੀ ਦੂਜੇ ਸਾਧ, ਪੰਡਤ ਵਾਚਹਿ ਪੋਥੀਆਂ, ਨਾ ਬੂਝਹਿ ਵਿਚਾਰ। ਅਨ ਕੋ ਮੱਤੀ ਦੇ ਚਲੈ, ਮਾਇਆ ਕਾ ਵਾਪਾਰ, ਕਥਨੀ ਝੂਠੀ ਜਗ ਪਵੈ, ਰਹਿਣੀ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੋ ਸਾਰ। ਕੇਤੇ ਪੰਡਤ ਜੋਤ ਕੀ, ਬੇਦਾ ਕਰਹਿ ਵਿਚਾਰ, ਵਾਦ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਸਲਾਹਣੇ, ਵਾਦੇ ਆਵਣ ਜਾਣ। ਬਿਨ ਗੁਰ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਛੁੱਟ ਸੀ, ਕਹਿ ਸੁਣ ਆਖ ਵਖਾਣ। ਸਭ ਗੁਣਵੰਤੀ ਆਖੀਐ, ਮੈਂ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹੀ ਕੋਏ, ਹਰ ਵਰ ਨਾਰ ਸੁਹਾਵਣੀ, ਮੈਂ ਪਾਵੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸੋਏ। ਨਾਨਕ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਮਿਲਾਵੜਾ, ਨਾ ਵੇ ਛੋੜਾ ਹੋਏ। ਮਨ ਝੂਠੇ ਤਨ ਝੂਠ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹਵਾ ਝੂਠੀ ਹੋਏ। Juth signifies defilement, corruption. And we are warned against the corruption of the mind, the perversion of the mind that comes about through sense gratification, which is at the root of narcissistic behavior. And the self-destructive tendencies that it gives rise to are quite visible today. Self-greed, consumerism, acquisition, exploitation, it's all around us. And this verse essentially is cautioning us against these perversions of the mind that occur, and that also in the process corrupt our bodies. So man jute is not just the mind, but it also does tan jute hai, jeva jute hai, leads to vanity of all sorts. So the root is alienation from the self, which Gurbani describes as a kind of forgetfulness, visarna. And this self-alienation leads to a sense of separation, characterized by emptiness. Pir pardesi jethiye, tan wanji chure. So when the self is alienated, the self with a capital S, the creator in us, then we essentially fold up in some ways. We feel a sense of angst, and we are likened to a fish out of water, flailing about, never at rest. Jio jal thode machli, karan palav kare. And this restlessness then drives us to indulgence. And this indulgence is a way, no matter how temporary, it's a way to overcome the angst of separation. And what do? We engage in sensual pleasure. It's like covering up that pain underneath. And when I say sensual pleasure, Gurbani is pointing out to excesses of sexual pleasure as well. And it warns us that indiscriminate pleasure is self-defeating. That's the key, indiscriminate pleasure. So we have to contain, understand, monitor our desires. It's very essential. So indiscriminate pleasure is self-defeating. Kaman kamana ave, khoti avganiyar. It's self-defeating and destructive because it only aggravates the fire within. Na sukhapaye saure chut jali vekar. To burn in your self, in the defects that you have produced. Then the all-important question is asked, well, what is the cure? Kyon kar sucha hoye? And the answer, bin a-sabad-a-day manjiye, sache te sache hoye. There is only one therapy, the teaching of the Gur, the enlightener, through the discourse of the Shabad, the word. In other words, the treatment is a deep psychology that involves self-awareness and self-understanding. But as it happens too often, Shabad and its discourse is misunderstood to be an intellectual exercise. Pandit vache potiyan na bujhe vichar. And what does that do? It only leads to disputations and debate. Kete Pandit Juth ki beda kare vichar, vaad virod salahane, vade avarjan. So the discourse here is of deep therapy that involves not only individual settings, but also group settings, sangat. Gurbani must be intuitively realized in one's life as perfected self-awareness. Pir salahi apna, sakhi saheli naal, even collectively. With those thoughts, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.